It was all new to us. It was we were pioneers or trailblazers, I suppose.
It was such an honour, really, to be involved in it and thinking, gee whiz, you know, this is something extraordinary.
Well, at 19 that I went, it was a new thing because I'd been brought up in an Italian family, and therefore living away from home was a totally different ball game. It was a new experience for me.
It was a bit chaotic because we didn't get into the Olympic Village. We were housed in a hospital when we first got there, and that made things a bit difficult because it was all upstairs. So, but anyhow, they carried us around and all that sort of stuff.
I'm a Catholic, and that was a highlight to actually have an audience with the Pope, which was a big thing, Pope John. When we went to Rome, we stopped off in Singapore, and it was at the time when we had the White Australia policy, and Kev and I went for a push up the street and we bumped into a couple of locals, and they said, how come he's in the Australian team and his colour is as dark as us? And I said, well, you've got to appreciate that he worked for an ink company and he fell in the vat. Anyway, we got away with it. I don't think they believed us.
It was very strict actually. We had to be in curfew. There was no drinking or anything like that.
Used to have a few beers, but we didn't get up to too much trouble. I think my good friend Frankie Ponta, I think he was the leader of the pack at one stage in the 1960 games, and Billy was always trying to instruct us to drink tea and abstain from alcohol because we got a game in a couple of days' time, you know. You used to get a bottle of wine with your lunch, a bottle of wine with your evening meal, and because there was no drinking, we used to put it in a cupboard. So after the games, there was cupboards all around the place full of wines.
Us and the Americans, we decided we'd have a party. And we had a party, all right. Unbelievable.
But the Italians, oh God. Their rules. No matter what sport, it was their rules. And if you hit them, you're charging. If they hit you, you're blocking. So you just couldn't beat the system.
I've got one memory of Bill by the Brown going for breakfast on the first day in Rome, and he asked the assistant around the tables, and he asked him for some more bread, please. I don't know what that sounds like in Italian, but this man was in a white overall and he pulled out his stiletto and waved it around his head, and he started jabbering Italian to him, and we thought he was going to cut his head off.
The umpires couldn't understand anything, but I hit one of these guys and I got busted for charging, and 5 minutes later he hit me and I got busted for blocking, and I did me block and I called the attorney, the useless so-and-so, and he tech fouled me off the court. He knew what I was talking about.
Representing Australia to me was just the ants pants. It was the best thing to do, especially being disabled as well. And my mother was absolutely elated when she found out that I was going to Italy, because that's where she was from.
I feel very proud of the fact that I'm the first female Paralympian to represent Australia. That's pretty enhancing.
Well, it was a bit of an honour, I suppose, to be the first Indigenous Paralympian.
We started something and we're pretty proud of it. We were the pioneers, mate. Either good or bad, we still done the right thing. We didn't do anything too bad. And now look at us.
I think you're entitled to
wear your country's colours with a great degree of pride, and I certainly did. I always felt very special representing Australia, and I felt very lucky to have teammates like the people I competed with.
I guess we did get up to some mischief, and the old saying is, what happens on the trip stays on the trip.
But I would never thought that we would have a reunion to celebrate our 50 years. Who would have thought we would have lasted this long, you know?